Just a game, Doc. Love it.
Coach, I'm afraid I put you into a no-win situation. I just found out the board didn't even think you'd make it out of camp. And now that you have, I've learned that at the first sign of trouble,
Trouble? What kind of trouble?
lose a game. They'll fire you and turn it back over to yours.
One game, just like that. What about my family? We just got here. They just expect me to pick up and move. What about my girls?
I don't know what to say. I'm sorry, Coach.
What's happening? What's happening? Y'all know why we here. If you looking at this face and listening to this voice, you are officially back on the hot seat. I'm your esteemed host, Smoke. Y'all know we do on the hot seat, man. We set people ass on fire. Reoccurring guest here, man. We're gonna bring Florida State back to the hot seat, man. Hey, let's not waste any time, guys. So, paying homage to the ghost over my left and my right shoulder. Let's go ahead and talk about this shit. Willie Taggart gone. Willie Taggart has been let go as of Sunday afternoon as the head football coach of Florida State University for not reaching the hot dog quota at halftime of the Miami game. I'm just fucking with y'all. He was let go, but damn sure wasn't for that. Go ahead and talk about the game quickly. There isn't too much I need to say about the game for all who saw it. Shout out to Miami, man. Miami came in Doe Campbell and whooped Florida State ass in a rivalry game, no less. That's crazy. I don't think Miami did anything that was. I don't think they did anything schematically that Florida State didn't expect. I don't think they did anything schematically that Florida State wasn't prepared for. I just think they executed better. Florida State was out coached. I think the effort was there. It's just that they got their ass whooped. Miami hasn't looked this good in a while. Miami teams I saw either look like shit or they struggled mightily. They look pretty good against Florida State. So again, man, shout out to Miami. Kudos, good job. Whatever. Before we tackle the reason we're here to talk about it, I want to talk about something. And I'm on the message boards. I'm in the chat rooms. I'm on social media. I see all this shit. Some of y'all go back and some of y'all go back and forth about the craziest shit. Like y'all will literally draw a line in the sand and dare somebody to cross it because it's almost like you guys have to pick sides. And to me, it's like it's a colossal waste of fucking time. Is Kendall Browse a good offense coordinator? Is Kendall Browse trash? Is Willie our good offensive coordinator? Is he meddling with Kendall Browse? They don't get along. Who fucking gives a shit? Like, why does any of that shit matter? And I'm not saying it doesn't matter now because Willie is gone. I'm just saying, how do you grade how good he is? Let me tell you something. I don't give a good goddamn how well you think he calls plays. I don't give a fuck how badly you think he is at his job. This is one thing I do know. Kendall Browse didn't forget how to coordinate offenses when he got to Florida State. Kendall Browse didn't forget how to call plays when he got to Florida State. What happened was Kendall Browse got introduced to the offensive line at Florida State. Yeah, when y'all doing y'all bickering and going back and forth with each other, the one thing I've noticed is that the most glaring piece of all this shit, you people completely ignore. And you ignore because you were used to it. The offensive line in these conversations are invisible. They're not even present. That's just how long, because y'all are used to seeing poorish offensive line play. You guys don't even recognize the fact that everything Kendall Browse would like to do, or even Willie Taggart, they're being handcuffed because they can't. How do you execute with seeing what you? If you saw the Miami game, how was the number one take away from that game was how bad that offensive line looked. It looked atrocious. And you people fucking know it. But you're so used to it. Oh, we don't have any talent. Jimbo left us with this mess. Jimbo mismanaged the roster. I'm not disputing none of that shit. All that shit is true. But if it is true, why is it not prevalent when you have these conversations? If Kendall Browse is a great play caller, is a great play caller, what does it matter if you can't block the guys? Or if the 5 guys in front of you can't block, fuck your play call. It don't even fucking matter. That play was dead before the ball was even hiked. If you're a great play caller, you would at least like to have some talent, some continuity on the offensive line. All the other shit you can coach. Technique, everybody coaches technique the same. I'm sorry, they're coaching the same technique. You just go a different way about doing it. We thought Clemens was going to come in here and do God's work. He did the best he could with what he got. That line trash. Y'all fucking know it. And even when you move past the offensive line, let me tell you something. I don't give 3 drops of monkey piss if you got Randy Moss streaking down the goddamn sideline. One thing I know for certain is he can't throw the ball to himself. So you got 2 quarterbacks back there. Both of them fucking suck. They are terrible. Man, that's pretty harsh criticism. So, it also has the advantage of being the fucking truth. Yeah, it's pretty mean. I don't give a shit. Listen, man, on this show, I'm going to tell you the goddamn truth. I don't hold no punches. That's probably why y'all come here to watch me. I appreciate you, of course. So I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat none of this shit. Both of them boys suck. If you out there throwing the goddamn football to a wide receiver and he's wide open, 2 things going to happen to them quarterbacks. With one of them, he going to underthrow him, and the receiver he's going to look like he's literally fielding a punt. If you use the other quarterback, he going to overthrow him and somebody on the sideline going to catch the goddamn football. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. They don't complement each other well. So if you don't have a decent offensive line and you don't have a decent quarterback, fuck them plays. The plays don't even goddamn matter. You want to know how bad Florida State's offensive line is? You want to know how much those goddamn quarterbacks suck? They got the running back playing quarterback. Let that shit sink in for a second. The running back plays quarterback. You never seen Dalvin Cook take a direct snap at Florida State when Jimbo was there. It ain't like Jimbo always had top-tier quarterbacks. Hey, Mr. Sean McGuire, how you doing? Cam Akers takes snaps at quarterback. Y'all get that, right? You think he'd have to take snaps at quarterback if the offensive line and the quarterback play was any good? No, the fuck he would not. That's not why he was brought here. Y'all know that. So y'all chill with that shit, man, because y'all really wasting each other's time. And I'm not saying that I agree with everything Kendall Browse is doing. There have been times where I watched the Florida State football game and thought to myself, what the fuck is he doing? Like, why would you call that damn play? But you want to know something? You want to know who else I did that with? I did that with Jimbo Fisher. You want to know what I think of Jimbo Fisher as a play caller? I think he is elite. When Jimbo Fisher is on, he is the elite of the elite as a play caller. Among other things, there's 2 things that son of a bitch does well. It's call plays and it's make in-game adjustments. He is top tier in that regard. And if I am critiquing his play calling, you're going to critique anybody's play calling. We all do it every fucking game, no matter who we're watching. We don't agree with the play calling 100% of the time. So I wouldn't have that same president watching Kendall Browse call plays with what he has to work with. This isn't me making excuses. This is me offering some type of clarity and context of your conversation. Moving forward, please keep that in mind. Because I don't think the next goddamn head coach is going to bring an offensive line in here with him. If he does, great. He'll be doing the Lord's work himself. I don't see it happening. Wasted enough time talking about that. Let's move on, guys. Let's talk about why we're here. Florida State fired Willie Taggart. The administration said, I'm tired of this shit. Here go your $20 million. Like, people. You know how much you have to hate a motherfucker to give him $20 million to not be there? Why doesn't anybody hate me that much? Shit. They are going to pay him $20 million to not coach at Florida State. Damn. There are some of you who were saying that 21 games is enough. 21 games was enough to let you know everything you need to know about Willie Taggart. You're a fucking moron. And I mean that sincerely. With every fiber in my bones, you're a fucking idiot. 21 games ain't enough to show you shit. Unless you lost all 21 of those games, maybe I'll give you 20. Ain't enough to show you a motherfucking thing. Because one thing we do know, one thing we had to find out the hard way was things were way worse at Florida State than we suspected. Things were unraveling when Jimbo was walking out the door. The fucking bottom fell out when Willie got there. And you want him to fix this shit a year and a half into his goddamn tenure. That is the stupidest way of thinking I can imagine. I don't need any other superlative to describe how dumb this is. Besides, I think the word stupid here fits like a goddamn glove. 21 games? Some of y'all really want me to believe that, you know what, he ain't the guy for the job. How do you know? Well, it's 21 games in. Shut up. Shut your ass up. No, it ain't. Especially when you factor in the fact, especially when you factor in, he did not have the full backing and support of the administration. He did not have the tools and the resources he needed to get to where he wanted to go. Fact of the matter is, people, and this is just fucking reality. Sometimes you can be so fucked up at the start of the race, finishing it just isn't in your realm of feasibility. I didn't say win the race. Sometimes you can start a race so fucked up that just finishing it would be a win. He started fucked up. He had no idea what he was walking into. And I'm not talking about just how bad the program was. I'm about how much they were going to handcuff him as it relates to getting what he needed. This is bullshit. Think, people. You use your fucking head. If you have children at home, I'm pretty sure you are going to give that child everything it needs to be a productive adult in society. You are going to give them every tool and resource they need to make it in life. You are not going to half-ass do your job as a parent and say, good luck. That's all I'm giving you. That's all the fuck I got. Sorry. No, that's not what you would do. You wouldn't do that with anybody who you want to succeed. You gave this man $5 million to see him fail? You know how stupid you look giving a man $20 million to leave? That's prostitution. You don't pay a goddamn prostitute to fuck you. You pay him to leave. Victor Sweets told y'all that. Victor Sweets told y'all you don't pay a prostitute to fuck you. You pay him to leave. Damn, that's a lot of money. Good job, Willie. Good job, Mr. Sexton. Damn. Here's the problem with this. Or here's my problem with this. So you look at the guys who were rumored to be the top candidates for the job. Looking at a P.J. Fleck from Minnesota. You're looking at a Matt Campbell from Iowa State. Who else? I think Dave Clawson is rumored to be a candidate out of Wake Forest. Looking at Mr. Jeff Scott from Clemson. Looking at Mark Stoops from Kentucky as well. Why would you come here? Ask yourself that. Why would you come here? I spoke last week about how everybody on the country wants job security, whether that term actually truly exists in this world or not. Everybody wants job security, or at least some inkling of it, some remnants of job security. Why come here? Florida State just fired their head coach 21 games into his tenure. If you decide to leave your job and come here, what Florida State is telling you is you better fix this shit tomorrow. Because that's what you're saying when you fire somebody and give them $20 million. You're telling them two things. This is an easy fix, and I'm tired of losing. I'm fine with you being tired of losing. Great. I'm pretty sure all Florida State fans are tired of losing. This is not an easy fix. So are you going to have this same fucking attitude, or are you going to have this same way of thinking if the next coach comes in and he has the same track record? Because everybody who I just named, that's a lateral move. Everybody. If you hire one of those people, you stupid motherfucker, you will simply be hiring Willie Taggart again. Now, we can sit here and debate the semantics and the minute details of it all you want. But at the end of the goddamn day, you'd be firing Willie Taggart and hiring him again. If it's true that these are the top candidates for the job. You idiots. What? You stupid motherfuckers. Why would you do that? Stupidity sometimes just shocks me from time to time, people. So I guess I'm at a loss of words for it at the moment. Anyway, back to the point I would make it. If you're a PJ Fleck, you up there, you got Minnesota rocking and rolling. You are what they call a commodity, and I'm pretty sure you understand you're a commodity. Why would you come down to Florida State? The reason why I'm asking you this is because if you are a commodity, coaches get fired every day, B. Coaches get fired every day. There's going to be a nice job where the people are rational, the people are reasonable, and the fan base isn't as spoiled as this one, where the expectations don't exceed reality. That job is going to come calling. Take that fucking job. Why come to this clusterfuck that is Florida State? Why? Matt Campbell is scorching hot. He fish grease hot. He is beloved in the college circle as it relates to up and coming guys. Mike Norvell as well. Why come down here? Because it's Florida State. Hey, listen, before you come, let me tell you something. Hey, listen to me. It's not Florida State. Okay, it's not. And I know you think you're the man to turn it around. If you are, do me this favor. Make sure you have the backing and the support of the administration before you bring your ass down here. You want to know what I mean by that? Tell them you want a blank checkbook. There are people who are going to watch this video who are in the know, supposedly. People who know people who know people. Give them this piece of the video. Y'all ready for me? You stupid son of a bitches. Whoever you bring in, I don't give a fuck who it is. Whoever you bring in here, understand this. If you hire Daffy Duck, if he want Ronald Reagan to be his offensive coordinator and he want God to be his defense coordinator, you idiots make it happen. I don't want to hear no more shit about, I don't know, we should offer him that much money. Fuck that. No, because again, you're telling us that you were tired of losing. So if Ronald Reagan is the best option as offensive coordinator, you can do what you got to do to go get it. If God is the best option as defensive coordinator, you go get him. Because the best of the best is going to help you win. Right? That's what this shit is all about. When you fire a head coach with 4 games left and over a month left into the season, this is what you're telling us. That it is an easy fix and you're tired of losing. This is not an easy fix. You dummies. This is not an easy fix. If the next person comes in here and wins 10 games next season, great. Woo! Whoa! Wonderful. I don't see it happening. But if it's possible, because clearly you're telling us that shit is possible, make it happen. I gave you the 3 college programs that exceed $6 million per year for their assistants. Ohio State, LSU, and Georgia. I asked you then, how are those programs doing? You want to play big boy football? Let's talk big boy football. There are two people on my coaching search. I'm sorry, on my list. Oh, I don't do the hot board shit. I don't get into all that. But I have two candidates who I think would do a great job. Bob Stoops and Urban Meyer. That's it. Those are my two guys. Because you want to play big boy football, right? You don't want it. I know. Oh, I know you smart enough not to bring another Willie Taggart in here. So I know you're going to hire somebody who has a name, an established head coach, a winner, a champion. So I'm willing to think you're going to fork up $6 million, $7 million, $8 million a year. You're not finna do this shit no more, right? Because you Florida State. The name speaks for itself. The brand speaks for itself. Really? Show me. I want to see this shit. Prove me wrong. Shut my ass up. Show me. Show me that you're competent. Show me that you guys have common sense that I think you severely lack. I want to see it. Because if you don't, if you hire Mark Stoops, people, if y'all bring Mark Stoops in here, I'll meet him at the fucking door. You son of a bitches bet not hire Mark Stoops. You bet not hire Mike Leach. I'll flip this goddamn table over. If you hire Mike Leach, I'm coming with him. And I'm going to bring me a really good lawyer because I'm going to need him. Don't you bring that bullshit in here. I pay my taxes. I'm an all-around good guy. I ain't got no outside kids. Hey, don't do this shit. Don't do this to me. Don't you fucking do this to me. Thought y'all bring one of them idiots in here to run this program. You know what? I got all y'all pissed me off. I done got all man. Let me tell y'all something. Before I get out of here, I was thinking about something. I was in Walmart shopping and excuse me, I was in the cereal aisle. That's like the hardest decision of my life to determine which cereal I'm gonna get, right? So anyway, I'm thinking about which cereal I'm gonna get, and I think about something. I told y'all I'm from Louisiana. Shreveport to be exact. If you're an FSU fan and Shreveport sounds familiar, the last time Florida State was in a bowl game, it was at the Independence Bowl. The Independence Bowl is in Shreveport. At that time, Odell Higgins was the interim head coach. Why not give Odell a shot? I read something late last night, that said that the next head coach is going to have head coaching experience. Unless you count the interim games he did, I think it was 2 or 3 games. Odell doesn't have any, but why not? Who the hell wants to see Florida State succeed more than him? He is Florida State. Being from Louisiana, I'm reminded of Ed Orgeron. Like I told y'all last week, Ed Orgeron wasn't even the second option. He wasn't the third option. First option was Tom Herman. The second option was Jimbo Fisher. They didn't really want Ed. They got him. Now look at him. They surrounded him with the people and the pieces he needed. They respect Ed Orgeron. Ed Orgeron's name seriously holds weight in the state of Louisiana. Trust me. His name, it rings bells. He is beloved in the state of Louisiana. Odell the same way in Florida. Odell's one of those guys that if you don't like him, that means something's wrong with you. He's just that likable of a guy. Not to say I met him personally, but everything I've ever heard about him, the people speak glowingly of him. Fans, admin, players, everybody. Travis Johnson is willing to die behind Odell Higgins. Why not give him a shot? You looking for the replacement, the person who can return Florida State to prominence, and he's probably right under your nose. I told y'all a few weeks ago, when they were sitting there saying that Willie Taggart, after the Wake Forest game, when they were sitting there saying Willie Taggart just needed to win the next 4 out of 5 games or the next 3 out of 5 games, I told y'all then, if he doesn't make Miami, he'll never see the light of day. If he doesn't win against Miami, he'd be gone. I told y'all that. Well, I'm telling you now, I'm not surprised that he left, but I would be surprised if they sat here and gave Odell Higgins a shot. He deserved to have been there damn near 30 years. I remember, and after I say this, I'm going to let y'all go. I remember being at that game at the Independence Bowl. I want to say it was Cole Minshew, but I'm not exactly sure. I know I don't have any footage of this. Florida State had just scored. They kicked the extra point. Cole Minshew walked off the field. Odell Higgins saw at the moment he got to the sideline, Odell Higgins looked up and noticed he was walking. Odell made Cole Minshew go back out to his spot on the field, made him get in the 3-point stands. Mind you, nobody's on the field. Made him get in the 3-point stands and then made him run off the field. That's what you're looking for. And although that probably doesn't speak volumes to some of you, to me it means there's a guy who has complete control and he has a vision and he's willing to carry out that vision no matter what. A lot of you are tired of seeing the players do dumb shit on the field. There's a guy who can fix that. His name is Odell Higgins. A lot of you guys are tired of hearing about these kids doing dumb shit off the field. A lot of you guys are tired of seeing the players bicker after plays, making plays. A lot of y'all were tired of seeing the players dance. I don't know what for. Like, there's a certain way a lot of you all want the program ran. A lot of you all are old school. The guy you're looking for is Odell Higgins. He's right in your backyard. He's on your front porch, and you won't even give him a goddamn shot. What does that say about the program? Because if you are truly going to get together and get a search party to find the goddamn head coach, why is Odell Higgins not being considered? I don't get it. And I guess everything ain't meant to be understood. But he more. And I don't even know if he wants to be a head coach, right? But if somebody were to sit in front of him and tell him the need behind him being a head coach for this university, I'm willing to bet he'd more than consider it. Because to say he doesn't want to be a head coach, he wasn't offered the job and wasn't thought of at that point, so it's easy for him to say that. That's my time, y'all. As always, I most definitely and most certainly appreciate your time. I appreciate you hitting that play button for me. Please hit those like buttons for me. Please hit those subscribe buttons for me. The next time I talk to you all, hopefully we'll have a head coach and hopefully it's somebody who's decent. Hopefully I won't have to come on here with another one of these rants, man. Appreciate y'all tolerating me, but you are officially off the hot seat until next time. Y'all be good.